Hi guys. This video is going to be about some person thinks that Trump's re-election is part of God's plan. Let's talk about this. Let's read this article on Right Wing Watch. So it says Trump's re-election is part of God's plan for U.S. role in end times, says prophetic blogger. A prophetic blogger declared this week that God told her that President Donald Trump would win re-election in 2020 as part of a divine plan in which the destiny of the United States of America is intertwined with the unfolding of God's end-time plans on the earth. The post was written by Australian Katie Barker and distributed by the Elijah List, an email newsletter that says it shares prophetic dreams and proclamations with more than 240,000 subscribers. Great will be the spiritual battle in leading up to this election, but my people will see the one I have chosen re-elected as they partner with me in intercession, Barker said God told her. I am calling the people of the United States to see my hand is on this administration, he said, according to Barker. God even worked Trump's campaign rhetoric into his message to Barker, saying, I will use this administration to make America great again. The fuck? I can't take this person seriously, but okay, I'm going to keep trying. By having it return to its foundations and the mandate it has been given by me. First of all, what the fuck does that even mean? Return it to its foundations and the mandate it has been given by me. Like, what does that even mean? Because think about it for a minute. Like, what has actually happened that they think is against God's plan, and now Trump is supposed to be making it back to where it's more aligned with God's plan now? Like, first of all, they would have to prove to me that God even exists, but that's a whole other topic. But like, this person thinks Trump is part of God's plan somehow. So like, my question to these people would be, how come they can just go off about how our candidates are just trash and horrible people and all this horrible stuff, and how we want all these horrible things to happen. But then they get someone like Trump in there, who is obviously to pretty much the majority of the country is a terrible human being and is a trash human being and is a bully and is always abusive to people verbally and is just manipulative as fuck, but at the same time stupid as shit. How do they look at that and they go, God's divine plan, the omnipotent, all-powerful being of the universe that created everything in it, he made Trump president for a reason, guys. For a reason. He made this vitriolic, pedophile accused person the president. Yes, he's accused of abusing a child. But he's being used for God's plan, so it's okay. He's being used for God's plan. So it's okay that God put him on a fucking huge platform, top tier, most powerful man in the fucking world, because it's all a part of God's plan. You see? He works in mysterious ways. This stuff makes me actually angry, but I'm going to keep going. Let's see. Conservative Christian media is filled with prophetic authors claiming that Trump was anointed by God and that his administration will help spark a great spiritual revival and even speed the return of Jesus Christ. The Elijah List brags, more than a year before President Trump was elected, this ministry was publishing and prophesying that God had chosen him to lead this country. Holly Watson, another prophetic blogger. Wait a minute. Let's pause because I want to talk about this prophecy. Because do you know how many prophecies actually have not come true? Because it way outweighs any prophecies that you perceive to coming true. Just want to point that out. How come all the times that the prophecies don't come true, it just gets forgotten about? It gets brushed under the rug. It's like, who cares about that? We've forgotten about that. That's old news now. We're on to the next prophecy now. But when it seems to align, or they're finding a little ways where it might be connected and it might have come true in some way, then they latch onto it like nothing else. Which, honestly, like, when it comes to Hillary versus Trump in 2016, it was going to be a 50-50 chance. So whatever your prophecy was going to be, it was 50% chance it was going to be right? Pretty sure that's how probability works, but I could be wrong. Any probability people in the comments want to talk about that? So, like, what if our side did shit like this? Bernie is God's chosen president, and he will be president in 2020. And then, like, let's say, okay, I want him to be elected, but for the sake of this story, let's say for some horrible reason Bernie does not become president in 2020, which would be really sad, or doesn't win the election, I should say, in 2020. Then what would we do then? We would just be like, we would just brush that shit under the rug. We didn't prophesy shit, you know? Like, what if we acted like this? We would get made fun of by the right-wingers. Constantly. I want to hear more left-wingers make fun of this shit, because this is funny. And it's ridiculous. And it's really immature thinking. It's like fairy tale thinking right now. All right. Holly Watson, another prophetic blogger promoted by the Elijah List, declared this week that God told her that those aiming to destroy what I set in place through my hand and my power are succumbing to divine power. That is so vague. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like many prophetic speakers, Watson says that revival is coming to America. Okay, here's a little excerpt. I heard the Spirit of God. Oh, let's get into the voice. I heard the Spirit of God say, I am calling you back to the roots of who you are. I am calling you to build new foundations on what I created you for since the beginning of time. Be not weary, beloved, in well-doing. The time has come for all people to lift up their heads and raise their voices as a shout of praise across this land. A new era is upon us. Yes, a new era and a new time where the crosshairs holding this nation captive will fix their eyes on me and depart from wicked and evil doings. This sounds like, you know, when you're a kid and you learn that Harry Potter's a thing, and you learn that there's like spells that can be cast, and you like learn the special words and the incantations that you gotta say to make like your like lunch, like your sandwich for your lunch turn into a frog or something, and you pretend to, like, that's what this reminds me of. This reminds me of like learning about, you know, fictional incantations or like spells. That's what this reminds me of. And it's like, people really believe this is real. And I mean, obviously, but it's like, it's 2019. Let's Anyway, Watson's post does not explicitly mention Trump or the 2020 election. Like I said, you gotta be vague with your prophecies for them to have more of a chance of coming true. But according to her message, God's voice is awakening the earth, and yes, even the governmental systems of this land. Quote, lift up your eyes, I say. Wait, let me get in character. Lift up your eyes, I say, and look to the west, For the east to the west, I'm opening the eyes of the double-minded to cause a swing vote to erupt in my favor. This swing vote will cause the pendulum of injustice to hear the sound of my gavel reverberate across the land. A new day is dawning, beloved. An hour of reprieve is upon you, America. The little foxes spoiling the whole vine are being washed away as the little foxes spoiling the whole vine are being washed away? What is the fucking meaning behind that? The little foxes spoiling the whole vine are being washed away. God, does this person smoke some weed before they wrote this? Or do some other drugs? Something? Like, where did they get that from? Okay. Being washed away as the cleansing of my house appears, cleansing far and wide, a cleansing present and near. ... Pay no attention to the naysayers. I guess I'm one of those. Don't pay attention to me, guys. Pay no attention to the naysayers, for I am reviving the dry bones of the land with the fresh wind of my resurrection power. I am reinstating the army of the Lord, for carrying a distinct sound specific to this generation. I am awakening the nation through a rattle and a yes, through the nose. Oh, sorry, through the noise. Rattle and a yes to the nose. That would be something. I am marking the landmarks of cities with the earmarks of a modern day revival. What the fuck does that even mean? Dude, just stick to poetry. Okay, just make this just be a really cool poem that you wrote, okay? Don't try to make this real, because this is just a lot of things that mean nothing. I am setting new boundaries in play. Not that poems mean nothing. This is like someone tried to write a poem, and they were really bad at it, but then they turned it into a prophecy. That's what this is. I am setting new boundaries in place to usher in new alignments at this hour. At this hour? Okay, well, pretty sure this article has been out for over an hour, so maybe you want to get on it. In Watson's telling, God even appropriated the Woody Guthrie classic, "This land is your land." And then here's the next excerpt. Get up now from your weary place and shake the dust from your feet, America. For you are my land. You are my land from the state of California to the New York Islands. You're my land from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. You, America, belong to me. You are a jewel in the crown of your forthcoming king. This is a lot. This is a whole lot. And I do recognize that above, like, dust, shaking the dust from your feet and some of the other stuff above, talking about don't be weary, beloved, shouting of praise across the land. These things are in the Bible. So they're like pulling stuff from the Bible, and they're trying to create a shitty ass poem, and they're trying to package it together into a prophecy, and then they're just tacking on "this land is your land" on the end of it, and I'm just like, okay, fam. Next, that's my reaction. This repurposing of "This Land Is Your Land" is notable given the song's history. The progressive populist lyrics were written by Guthrie in irritated reaction to the ubiquitous radio being given "God Bless America." Elijah List's bloggers are far from the only Trump-supporting Christians who view Trump's rise to power as part of a divine plan for the nation and world. Similar messages are delivered to religious right political activists at the Values Voter Summit, to readers and viewers of media operations like the Christian Broadcasting Network and Charisma, and through Trump-promoting intercessory prayer groups like POTUS Shield, Intercessors for America, and White House advisor Paul White's One Voice Prayer Movement. Okay, that was that article. Just want to point out one other thing real quick before we go. I saw a tweet from Mike Huckabee that I wanted to share really fast. Let's see if I can pull that up for you guys. How do you spell Huckabee? I don't follow him, so. All right, let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is, guys. I'll be on Sean Hannity tonight at Fox News on at 9 p.m. Eastern, and will explain how real Donald Trump will be eligible for a third term due to the illegal attempts by Comey, Dems, and media attempting to oust him as POTUS. So that's why I was named to head up the 2024 re-election. Can we talk about the fact that when Obama was president, I never heard the end of Obama. He's not going to leave the White House. He's not going to leave. He's going to have another term. He's just going to try to stay president till he dies. He's going to be president as long as he possibly can. He's not going to leave. We might have to remove him by force. Blah, 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 blah. Obama left like a normal human being, like all the presidents. And they were all saying before Obama left office, they were all saying they didn't think he was going to leave, that he was going to try to force himself into a third term, that he was basically going to try to steal the White House presidency for a third term, which, you're not supposed to do. 2 terms is the limit, right? And here we go with these fucking trash hypocrites right here, even hinting that maybe Trump should be in there for a third term because they think what the Dems are doing is illegal. Fun fact, it's part of the Constitution to impeach the president if needed. So if you all want to look that up, you can. If you don't believe me, you can look that up. So what they're doing is not illegal, actually. What they're doing is part of the whole entire process on how impeachment works. So, number 1, he's wrong about it being illegal. Number 2, third terms, no. Just you're not supposed to have that ever. No, not allowed. And they're hypocrites because they were doing the whole outreach thing and pretending they were fear-mongering that Obama was going to stay in office, and then they turn around and pull this shit like, oh, you could try to get him out. We're going to try to make it to where he has a third term. It's like, your children. Your actual children. Okay, that's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and comment down below because I want to hear your opinions on this stuff. Whether you agree with me or not, just throw your opinions down there. I love it. Love all of it. And you have a great night. Bye.